So today's topic is the design of timber beam, and from the name itself we can understood that a timber beam is a beam which is made up of timber, and for the design purpose we are following the code IS 883-1994. So here the question is that a timber beam of clear span 6 meter carries a UDL of 15 kilonewton per meter including the self weight of the beam. Then the bearing length over the support is 0.25 meter. Assuming the beam is of deodar wood, design the beam. So here the given data are clear span is given as 6 meter, bearing length of support is given as 0.25 meter, then UDL is equal to 15 kilonewton per meter. So the first step is effective span calculation. The effective span of beams and other flexural members shall be taken as the distance from the support plus 1/2 of the required length of the bearing at each, except that for continuous beams and joists, etc. Actually, effective span means effective span is taken as clear span plus 1/2 of the bearing length from each support. That is effective span L is equal to 6 plus 0.25 by 2 plus 0.25 by 2, that is equal to 6.25 meter. So for the calculation or for the design purpose, we will calculate the effective span for the calculation solved. We will not take clear span for the calculations. Step 2 is the calculation of bending moment, and for a simply supported beam with UDL, bending moment is equal to WL square by 8, and here the load is 15 kilonewton per meter and the effective span L is equal to 6.25 meter. So bending moment will be equal to WL square by 8. Substitute the values for load and effective span. Then we will get the value for bending moment as 73.24 kilonewton meter. Next is the allowable bending stress. Step 3. From IS 883-1994, the permissible or allowable bending stress for the deodar wood will be obtained as 10.2 Newton per mm square. So this allowable bending stress, all the allowable values for this deodar wood can be directly taken from IS 883-1994. So this value allowable bending stress we are directly picked up from IS 883-1994. So this is IS 883-1994. So there are different types of wood and there are different allowable values. Actually allowable bearing stress and also allowable shear stress, all values are here. Actually it is not clear. Okay, here it is different types of wood and their place and their different values. So from this IS 883-1994 we can pick the values. Okay, first our wood is deodar wood. So for deodar wood, the allowable bending stress we are taking, this is the allowable bending stress and this is inside location for allowable bending stress inside location for deodar wood. This is deodar wood. For deodar wood we are taking the value 10.2 Newton per mm square. Likewise we will take all the allowable values from IS 883-1994 for the type of wood given. Next step is, after taking allowable bending stress from IS code, next step is step 4, design of section. In this step we are fixing the width and depth of the beam. So here the first step we have to write the bending equation. That is, bending equation is M by I is equal to sigma by y or F by y. So we will get M is equal to sigma into I by, I'll show that. This is the bending equation, that is M by I is equal to sigma by y, and we can write M is equal to sigma into I by y, sigma or F. Okay, then we can write M is equal to sigma into I by y, where I by y is known as Z. Z is the section modulus. So section modulus is I by y, where Z is section modulus or modulus of section. So here we can write M is equal to F into Z, where Z is section modulus, F is the bending stress and M is the bending moment. So we can, from this equation we can write Z required is equal to M by F, where M is the bending moment and F is the allowable bending stress. So it is equal to, instead of M we have the value 73.24 kilonewton meter. Substituting it into Newton mm, we have to multiply the 73.24 with 10 raised to 6 divided by allowable bending stress, which is obtained from the IS code is 10.2 Newton per mm square. So 73.24 into 10 raised to 6 divided by 10.2 will get the value as 7180392 mm cube. Next is we are assuming the breadth of the beam as span by 25. So effective span is 6.25 meter. When we will convert it into mm, it will be 6250 divided by 25, that is equal to 250 mm. Okay, then the equation for section modulus Z is equal to BD square by 6. How it is obtained? Here it is that. We know that Z is equal to I by Y. For a rectangular section, I is the moment of inertia is equal to BD cube by 12, and Y it is a distance, it will be D by 2. So Z is equal to BD cube by 12 by D by 2. Then solving this, we will get Z is equal to BD square by 6. So here Z is equal to BD square by 6. From this equation, Z is equal to BD square by 6. We know the value for Z. We have found Z required is equal to. Then we know B is equal to 250 mm. Then we can find D. That is D square is equal to 6Z by B. 6 into Z required is 7180392 mm raised to 4. So it is mm raised to, this is mm raised to 4. Mm raised to 4 and divide by 250. Then we will get the value for D as 415.12 mm and we will take it as 450 mm. And the beam section of 250 mm by 450 mm is obtained. So that is the design of section. And it is told that if the depth is greater than 300 mm, then we have to provide a form factor. So in IS code, it is told that this is the form factor. That is, the following form factor shall be applied to the bending stress. If the depth is greater than 300 mm, then we have to provide a form factor. So our beam is a rectangular section. So for rectangular sections of different depth of beam, the form factor K3 shall be taken, and the equation for K3 is also in the IS code. K3 is equal to 0.81 D square plus 89400 divided by D square plus 55300. Here substitute the value for D and find K3. It is here for form factor. Form factor K3 shall not be applied for beams having depth less than or equal to 300 mm. In our design, we have obtained the depth greater than 300 mm, so we have to provide this form factor. So this is check for section considering the form factor. Our D is greater than 300 mm. So K3, equation for K3 from IS code obtained, and we will substitute the value for D, and we have obtained K3 is equal to 0.918. Then we know the permissible bending stress which we have obtained from IS code is 10.2 Newton per mm square. Then permissible bending stress after form factor modification. We have to multiply this 10.2 with this 0.918. Then we will get permissible bending stress after form factor modification. It is 9.364 Newton per mm square. Then we have to find Z required. Z required is equal to bending moment divided by permissible bending stress. So here we have to take the bending moment divided by permissible bending stress after form factor modification. So we will get Z required. Next Z provided, we have to find out with the equation of section modulus BD square by 6. We know the value for B and D, that is 250 into 450, and we got the Z provided also. So then we have to compare both of this. Here Z provided is greater than Z required. Always the Z provided should be greater than Z required, then only it will be safe. So here the Z provided is 8437500 and Z required is 7821443. So Z provided is greater than Z required, hence it is safe. So next is step 4, check for shear. For shear also, all the equations we are taking from IS code. So this is IS code. Here this is clause 7.5.7. They detail about the shear. So here for the maximum horizontal shear can be found out by using equation H is equal to VQ by IB. And for a rectangular, our beam is a rectangular beam, and for a rectangular beam Q is equal to there is the value for Q and also IB. So we will get the maximum horizontal shear H is equal to 3V by 2BD. So B and D are the width and depth of the beam. We know the value for V, B and D. We need the value for V, that is the shear force. So here there is already the value for V which is detailed in clause 7.5.7.2, that is for concentrated load V will be there, and also for UDL also V is given, and our load is UDL, so we can take the value or equation for V as V is equal to W by 2 into 1 minus 2D by L. So this is check for shear. The maximum shear stress is H is equal to 1.5 into Q. So we can find H is equal to 1.5 into V by Vd. We need V, can find for UDL. V is equal to W by 2 into 1 minus 2D by L. Substitute the value for W and D and L. Then we will get the value as 40.125 kilonewton. 40.125 kilonewton. Then substitute the value for V in the equation for maximum shear stress, that is H is equal to 1.5 into, instead of V, 40.125 10 raised to 3 divided by B into D. B is 250 and D is 450, so we will get H is equal to 0.535 Newton per m. So after obtaining the value for maximum shear stress, H is equal to 0.535 Newton per mm square, we need to find out the permissible shear stress from IS 883 1994 table 1. So here for deodar wood, the permissible shear stress of deodar wood obtained is 0.7 Newton per mm square from IS code. So here the permissible shear stress is greater than the maximum shear stress obtained here, so hence it is safe. So next is the check for deflection. So for simply supported beam with UDL, the equation for deflection is 5WL raised to 4 by 384 EI. We know all the values, and I we will find out by BDQ by 12, and E will be given as 9480 Newton per mm raised to 4. From that we have to find out the maximum deflection, and then from IS 883 page number 13 clause 7.5.9.1 we will get the equation for finding out the allowable or maximum deflection, that is L by 240. So we will get allowable deflection as 26.04 mm. Here the allowable or permissible deflection is greater than maximum deflection, hence it is safe. So last step in the design is the check for support bearing. For that, first we have to find out the bearing stress by equation. Bearing stress is equal to reaction support by bearing area. We know the reaction at support for a simply supported beam with the UDL. The reaction at support is equal to WL by 2. We know the values for W, then L. So substitute the values and find out the reaction at support. So next the bearing area will be equal to 250 into 250, that is the bearing length of the support. So 250 by 250 will get the bearing area, then find out the bearing stress is equal to reaction support by bearing area. We will get bearing stress is equal to 0.75 Newton per mm square. Like the previous cases, here also we need to find out the, from table 1 page number 6 IS 883 1994 we need to find out the allowable or permissible bearing stress. So here from IS code the allowable bearing stress is obtained as 7.8 Newton per mm square. So here 7.8 Newton per mm square is greater than the bearing stress found out here. That is 7.8 is greater than 0.75. That is allowable bearing stress is greater than bearing stress, so hence it is safe. So this is the design of a timber beam. So the thing is that we have to follow IS 883 1994 only. There are all the design parameters in that code, and only we have to write the equations and then substitute it only. All the equations and all the values all will be there in IS code. The main thing is the type of wood is very important for the design, for taking all the permissible values all. So this is the design of timber beam.